What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything, and today we're having a look at some SNOWFEET. And I know what you're thinking, this is just some snowboard bindings on a piece of plastic. But SNOWFEET claims this is the new winter sport. So let's talk about it and have a closer look. Alright then, let's have a closer look and see what is what. Before we get started though, this is not a review, this is just my first impressions. I haven't tested these out. There will be a follow-up video when I actually take them to the Swiss Alps and see how they actually perform. But this is the first look. So this is the box as you get it. I'm not 100% sure if this is the full consumer ready box, but this is how I received it. Pretty much a shoe box effectively with the SNOWFEET inside. Now the company actually makes very similar products like this in different variations. There are ski skates and there's also ski boards, and they're all sort of effectively short skis with slightly different applications. So these are meant for anything from trails to hiking to fun parks and so on. And this is really what it is. It is a fiberglass reinforced material, as they claim on their website, effectively with two snowboard bindings on it. And you're supposed to use this with your normal winter shoes. So you can see they sit, obviously under the bindings, and with the bindings you can strap them on, and that is really all you got. It is actually pretty well made. The material is very solid, very stiff, which is key of course for any kind of skiing, and the snowboard bindings seem of pretty decent quality. Obviously, you'll have to see how this holds up after putting them on and off repeatedly for a few seasons in a row, fair enough, but first impressions are not bad at all. It is lightweight, it is properly screwed together, and you get a few replacement straps and everything. So all in all, it's not too bad. And I think for the intended purpose, this is also just fine. This is not something that you're going to use, have a lot of wear and tear on it, or it's going to be super hardcore use. I think for a fun little off-piste experience, this is a sort of well put together product. And as far as bindings and everything go, you can always argue about quality, but I think this is pretty well done. On the bottom you have some grooves and more importantly, some metal edges like any snowboard or skis have. That's important of course to dig into the snow and to make any kind of turns. Now obviously you saw in the beginning that I put it on. Now I'll show you in a bit more detail how it works with a shoe. This is my regular winter shoe, size 42 European, size 9 American. This is a one size fits all solution, so this should fit pretty much any kind of shoe, but they do have a bigger size and also a smaller size for children available. So you can see here, you put it against the heel stopper and then you lock it into place with the strap bindings, and this is really all you got. It looks pretty decent at first glance, and this is really your setup. Quick and easy, as you can see, you just step on it, strap it down, and you're good to go. So, so far nothing going wrong. The problem obviously arises when you start to think about your winter shoe in general. Your winter shoe is made for walking, and that means that most of the support is on the bottom and around the heel cup. But sideways support is usually quite questionable, and that is in general where snowboard boots and ski boots come in, because they of course provide a lot of support sideways. And since on skis you'll be doing a lot of sideways turning, that is quite important. So I do have some questions about sort of the overall rigidity of this setup. You might be locked to the actual ski very well, but a shoe is a very floppy thing in general. Obviously, a winter boot like this compared to your average sneaker is going to be a whole different kind of comparison. But here you can see on the right, I got my Burton snowboard boot, and that is really a whole different kind of thing. Now, this is a Photon step-on boot that has the step-on system on it, but that doesn't really interfere with the straps here. But you can see that the top strap doesn't fit. And I can probably tighten the boot up a little bit more, but since my foot is not in it here, that's obviously going to give a lot of extra give in the boot that is not available when my foot is in here. But you can see that overall it fits on the back and it fits on the front with the toe strap, no problem. But the boa, as you'll see, on the middle of the shoe is in the way of the strap. So that is a bit of an issue. It can easily be fixed with a slightly longer ratchet strap, but for this video, you can see that it doesn't fit. But you can see the size difference between this snowboard boot and your average winter shoe is enormous, and obviously the size difference comes with a lot of actual support and rigidity in the boot that you might need for this kind of skiing. Now I will have to test this out in real life. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is not a full review yet, this is just some first impressions. And despite the fact that I can't really get it on here on the table, it might be a different story once I actually have the boot on and put it on in the snow in Switzerland, which I will do around Christmas time. But for now, the conclusions that I can draw from just this first impression is that the product seems very well put together, well made, stiff, which is key, and I sort of like the overall concept of being able to put this on quickly. For example, when you're doing groceries, you want to ski back down the mountain with a backpack full of food. I think this is potentially a very cool solution, and I have some questions about wearing it with actual normal shoes though. That is something I need to test out and see what's what. I'm going to try the snowboard boot as well, obviously, seeing if I can get that to work. For now, interesting product to have a look at. More to come around Christmas time. Stay tuned.